Senator Brewer, I do not hate the Second Amendment. I also didn't say only white people want this law. I'm also not mad. And the debate on LB 773 has been a perfect example of the danger of listening for what we want to hear instead of actually understanding what people are saying. And this is the problem with the black and white thinking that is so predominant in politics today that I've spoken about many times this session. It's not that you hate the Second Amendment and you want it off the Constitution, or you want absolutely no reasonable restrictions or regulations on owning a lethal, deadly weapon. I think if anybody thinks that black and white about something like that, that makes me concerned for their faculties, honestly. That's not a normal way to think. And Senator Brewer said about Senator Moorfeld, quote, "Don't you ever think his purpose in life isn't to kill the Second Amendment?" Every debate about gun policy is at its heart a debate about violence. Every debate about gun policy is basically a debate about deadly force. And when you compare the affect and the comportment of the introducer versus those who are pushing back against this bill that was pulled from committee, I have concerns about the violence in our culture and the anger and the black and white thinking and the all or nothing and the you're with me or you're against me of our political process, and how that is signaling to people in the world, people in our communities, people in rural Nebraska, urban Nebraska, all parts of this country, about what the tenor of debate and attitudes around gun violence and gun policy really are. Senator Brewer knows how people in the world react when he says things like, she hates the Second Amendment. Don't think for a second that Senator Moorfeld doesn't want to get rid of the Second Amendment. He says these things as an adult, as a decorated service member, as a senator, knowing the reaction that people have to this in our country. He says this knowing the way Senator Moorfeld, I, other members of this body have been specifically targeted for violence by members of this community. And he's stoking that violence by saying that. I'm going to put it that way. That's what it is. And it's driven by this black and white thinking that is not a healthy way to be. It has me concerned. When I was in college, I started a gun club. I started the Second Amendment Club. And I was the president of the Campus Conservatives, and I started the gun club, and we talked about gun safety. We took people shooting. And since then, I've changed and evolved and been exposed to different people and different ideas and come to think about things in different ways.
1 minute.
And I don't need to have a gun on me anymore. And I'm not going to have my children and my loved ones embarrassed because I can't walk around without a gun. I have confidence in the people around me. I have trust in my community. And I'm confident that when it's my time to go, I'll go. I don't have the paranoia that is so strong that I need to shout and yell and carry deadly force with me. And I don't need security. It's the people who have the guns, who have the access to deadly force, who have the access to violence, that are coming at people like me with threats of violence. And this type of political division that feeds this cultural attitude about gun violence. Thank you.